The man who killed two sisters in Bay Terraces last year while driving drunk learned his fate today in a downtown courtroom.
Tony Garcia was sentenced after emotional words from another victim in the car and some pointed comments from the judge. CBS 8's Steve Price was in the courtroom and joins us now in studio with the details. Steve.
Marcella and Carlo, there were tears in the courtroom today from Donna Moreno, who somehow survived this horrific wreck, but then made it clear in court today that she in no way considers herself lucky after losing her two good friends. These two sisters, Elizabeth and Jasmine Cano, had no chance to survive. Their injuries from the crash too severe.
Every breath I took hurt because I was choking in my own blood.
Donna Moreno was also in the car and suffered a collapsed lung, liver damage, and still has no sensation in her right hand. She gathered the courage today to speak at the sentencing for Tony Garcia, who went out drinking, got behind the wheel of his truck, and slammed into their car.
Yes, I am alive, but the bodily injuries you caused me isn't the only pain I suffer through on a daily basis. The survivor's guilt I feel every day hurt me still having PTSD from the accident. That's not a life if you ask me.
It happened May 14, 2023. Garcia's truck ran a red light and broadsided the Honda Civic with the three women inside. Elizabeth, a 25-year-old mother of two, had just found out she and her husband were expecting another child. Jasmine was just 23. Instead of staying to help the victims, Garcia ran away.
I really want to ask you a question that's been hurting me. It's to know why you took off and left me unable to breathe and my friends agonizing.
Garcia later turned himself in and eventually pled guilty to vehicular manslaughter and hit and run. But to this day, he has not apologized to the victims. And when offered a chance in court,
he's been deeply impacted by everything.
Garcia declined, letting his attorney do all the talking. And that did not sit well with the judge.
You can't even say, I'm sorry to a mother who lost two daughters. You can't say, I'm sorry to two young girls that will never have a mother. You cannot say, I'm sorry to a husband or boyfriend that will never have their loved ones again.
Garcia was sentenced to 14 years, 8 months in state prison. By the way, if you're wondering about that sentence, it was actually agreed to as part of a plea deal, but it was clear in speaking to the sisters' family after court that they definitely wanted Garcia to spend a lot more time behind bars. I mean, you heard from the judge even that at this point they have heard no sorry, no signs of remorse for what he did. And this is not the first time that he's been busted for driving under the influence, by the way.
A lot of times, we cover these tragic court cases and the defendant does wish to have their voice heard, even if he didn't want to speak himself, but have his attorney or a family spokesperson say something on behalf of him, so that didn't happen either?
Did not happen. His attorney just, said a few words for him and then moved on. We didn't hear from Mr. Garcia at all.
So tragic. Thanks so much, Steve.